Meet the 2026 Care event, where the updated merging minigame from the anniversary event has been refined into something a little bit more engaging. Let's jump right in with the new main event building, the Purifier Apex. It's about as standard as you can get, 5x5 with large army boost, forge points, and some fragments of the side buildings. Most notable is actually its population, which is the strongest per tile of any main event building, only behind things like calendar or shop-specific buildings. The side buildings the Purifier gives fragments for are the Ascendable Field of Recycling Drones and Terra Brew Lodge. Each provides the now standard side building productions of army boosts, quantum incursions bonuses, and goods or forge points, but what makes these stand out just a little are the fragment productions of one-up kits or store building kits. Note that neither is the best for these items, but these are currently the strongest buildings that also provide fragments of those items, meaning that it's a little easier to justify placing them. In fact, you have a chance to win an Ascended Terra Brew Lodge in this video's giveaway. This video was produced in collaboration with InnoGames, so head to the description to enter. The giveaway closes in 2 weeks from this video going live, and unfortunately is closed to players on the Brazilian or Italian servers. Good luck! Back to the buildings, in a blast from the past, the Gentiana windmill is getting platinum and ascended upgrades in this event that bring it some very strong boosts, including massive army boosts rivaling championship buildings, quantum incursions bonuses, and strong resource productions. Additionally, it provides fragments of the selection kit for its own chain pieces. Note that this kit is only for the base buildings, not the upgraded versions. And you heard that right, the chain pieces now also have upgrades, which give large resource productions to the main building's collection. While these theoretically make the windmill the strongest single collection building in the game with up to 2,125 forge points or 3,030 goods per collection, the cost to get that many upgraded chain pieces is incredibly prohibitive. I'll talk more about it in the spending section of this video. Also, to keep the windmill ascended, you will need the level 2 Terraform Center, which also happens to automatically age up with you. On top of the 12 windmill ascended upgrade fragments, you get a notable 5% goods boost, one of only a small handful of buildings to offer it. The population it offers is also even more efficient than the Purifier. Besides strong buildings, this event gives 2 new allies, Lewis Pasture and Florence Nightingale, that offer reactive armor and morale to ranged and heavy units respectively in the guild battlegrounds. You get them at the common rarity, so take note of their bonuses at higher rarities in case you want them. On to the minigame, which should be familiar if you played the anniversary event earlier this year. There's a board with various colors of pieces on it that are locked behind glass: ladybugs, leaves, and algae puddles. These pieces have 4 levels, and there is also a 4th rainbow set of pieces that function as wildcards. You can spawn unlocked pieces by using the spawner with the plus sign on it, which costs some event currency. You can then merge these unlocked pieces with the locked ones to free them. You're able to merge 2 pieces of the same level that are either the same color or rainbow. Merging with locked pieces will give you some progress towards the grand prizes and a small reward. You'll also note that all the locked pieces have either the top or bottom of a key on them. When you merge a gem with the top of the key with one that has the bottom, you get a rainbow piece of the same level or lower than what you would normally get. So 2 level 2 pieces merged to make a key will give you a level 3 rainbow or lower. The keys making rainbow pieces sets up a common loop that you will need to master, constantly creating keys to get rainbow pieces that you can then use to unlock more pieces that you can then use to get more keys to clear as many pieces on the board as you can. If you manage to clear the board of all locked pieces, it will automatically refresh and you will get a new board and a reward from the street chest. More on that soon. Alternatively, you can spend some workers to refresh the board, starting at 0, then 80, then it doubles from there until the maximum of 640 workers per refresh. Note that while the cost to refresh the board resets daily at midnight, the board itself does not. As you play the minigame, you will notice the tasks on the right side of the screen being completed. These are extremely important as they give progress towards the grand prizes, one of the event shop's currencies, and progress towards the world challenge. The first slot has easy tasks, the second medium, and the third hard. You're able to refresh the medium and hard tasks starting for free, but then for some workers. Now, the tasks are likely changing from beta to live servers, so unfortunately I am not sure what the exact task conditions will look like. However, I can confidently say that you will want to complete as many tasks as you can in this event, especially as they are linked to the World Challenge. It's a fairly straightforward premise. Every 14 tasks you complete a World Challenge task, which rewards a singular Hydro Coin, the second currency for this event's shops. You also work together with players on your world to level up. Each level your world hits, you can get a reward if you have completed the requisite number of tasks. If your world reaches the absolute final level, you will start getting 2 coins for each world task that you complete. Also note that once you complete a world challenge task, any minigame tasks you complete will not contribute to your world challenge tasks until you claim the reward. The moment you complete a world challenge task, make sure you claim that reward. If you've noticed the new tile on each minigame board, that is this event's brand new mechanic, the streak chest. Every time you clear the board, you get a reward from this chest, and the chest increases to a new level that brings better rewards. However, if you reset a board instead of clearing it, or it is more than 24 hours since you last cleared a board, the chest loses a level. In that case, though, you are given the option to spend a few workers when resetting or coming back after 24 hours to keep the chest at its current level. The chest offers some eco tokens, boosters, and the Bloomland selection kit, with the quantities getting larger as the chest's level increases. At its highest, diamond level, it also gains a small chance for a finish all special production item. Looking at the average items per chest, you can see that you will not be getting too much from the streak chest, fractions of boosters per cleared board. Especially note the maximum of 0.3 Bloomlands kits on average per board cleared if you want those chain pieces. The cost of saving the streak chest is fairly high, as you can see here, with the cost scaling with each higher level. This makes it very hard for me to recommend that you chase the streak chest by paying these higher costs unless you really want those Bloomlands kits, but I'll talk more about getting a full set in the spending section of this video. To help you complete tasks, clear boards, or just make the game easier, this event offers 3 boosters. The cell multiplier functions sort of like a stronger spawn tile. It spawns level 1 or 2 pieces of any color, including rainbow pieces. The cell divider splits any unlocked gems into 2 of the same piece that are a level lower. Something very useful is that any key parts carry over to the pieces after you split. The last booster, the Rainbow Essence, lets you transform both the locked and unlocked pieces of any one color into rainbow pieces. While this is useful on its own for making merging easy, know that merging with rainbow pieces will give you 8 times the progress of normal pieces, and that creating a key with rainbow pieces will give you a guaranteed level 1 colorless piece. You start with 1 each of these boosters, and normally there would be an easy source like a mini challenge or the shops to get more of them. In this event, that is not the case. They are available in only 2 places, the streak chest and the second event shop, neither of which are easy. The streak chest pays out boosters relatively rarely for the cost of keeping a streak, and the boosters are very expensive in the shop for how few of them you get. Just try to use the ones you do get as well as you can. For example, use the Rainbow Essence on a board with a lot of level 4 pieces of a single color to gain a lot of progress. Now, the shops in this event are fairly predictable. There are 2, 1 for each currency. The Eco Store gives buildings from previous care events that include the Forest Guardian, Eco Sanctum, and of course the Gentiana Windmill. Note that you will only need 4 base windmill selection kits to get a full building to use the new upgrades on, as the leagues and grand prizes provide the rest. The shop also provides some ascended upgrades, hydro tokens, resources, and some useful items. You can refresh the shop manually once for free per day, and then for 1 eco token, then it doubles each time to a maximum of 64. Refreshing shuffles the 2 50% discounts between the available items. Also note that you do have a maximum of 100 eco tokens. Make sure to spend some before you hit that limit. The second shop is for hydro tokens, and it never refreshes. It offers the strongest items, including the Terrafarm Center and its upgrade, Old World Challenge buildings, a portrait, some ascended buildings, Eco Sanctum and Gentiana Mill upgrades, the Allies 1 down kits, resources, and finally, the aforementioned limited and very expensive boosters. It's worth mentioning that the shop is the only place you can get the Terrafarm Center, so if you want one, you will need to get 30 hydro tokens. Diving into the strategies for this event, let's start with the event currency available to play with. You can get up to around 17,000 workers total, including incidents and a reasonable average for the daily challenge. This evens out to around 800 currency per day. You'll need these workers to reach the following progress milestones: 14,250 for the main event building, 15,000 for the Gentiana Mills Platinum upgrade, and 15,750 for enough fragments for a full Eternal Market selection kit. Here's how you reach those goals. First, you want to try to complete at least 1 of each difficulty of task per day, as the first one of each difficulty gives double progress. Look at your board and compare to your tasks. Are they ones that you think you can easily complete or make good progress towards? For example, on this board I had a hard task asking me to reset the board. I reset the board before I started recording, so that one was easy. The medium task, however, asks me to spawn 5 ladybug pieces, which would take a lot of spawns, so I'll re-roll it. It's now asking me to free 4 locked level 1 algae pieces, and I only have 1 of those. Re-rolling it again, it now asks for 4 level 2 leaves, and since I have 3 of those, I'll keep this one. My hard task asks for 6 level 3 pieces, and since I have 4 on this board, I'll also keep this task. Medium tasks cap out at 10 workers per reroll, half the cost of a spawn, so it's not a big deal if you want to reroll a few. The hard tasks get much more expensive, so I wouldn't go too far past the 20 workers reroll. Then you need to spawn some pieces. If you're new to the minigame, I would recommend spawning about 6 to 8 pieces and then merging from there. As your goal is to complete tasks, focus on merging pieces that will contribute towards your tasks. For example, if your task is to transform rainbow pieces, that means you need to create keys to create rainbow pieces, and you should play to make 4 keys in as few merges as possible. Then, when you've merged all you can, reset the board to again try to complete more of your tasks. I would recommend playing only the free 80 and 160 worker reset cost boards. 320 workers is quite steep and usually not worth it. It could be much more efficient to clear a board instead. As such, if you are a little bit more experienced with this minigame, I would recommend spawning fewer pieces per board, maybe only 4 to 6, and then using the extra workers available to you to clear boards. This can let you get in an extra board each day, giving you some more boosters thanks to the street chest, and giving you some more progress. When looking for a good board to clear, look for ones with few level 1 pieces. Those are often the hardest pieces to clear out. Board clears are a great case for using your cell multipliers and dividers to avoid spending too many workers trying to clear them. There is a second potential strategy in this event which I think will be rather niche, completing boards regularly to focus on chain pieces for the Gentiana mill set. This will mean you get less progress and far fewer hydro coins, but I would estimate being able to complete maybe 1 to 2 boards per day, which would result in about 9 to 10 Bloomlands kits from the streak chest. You also somewhat need to know what you're doing with this minigame to really play your boards effectively for this option, so I would recommend only going for this strategy if you're an experienced player. The kits you can get for free would let you get up to maybe a 750 forge point or goods collection from the Gentiana mill, which is substantial but not class leading, and it would be a significant sacrifice of the other rewards in this event to pursue. If you do want a big chain set with the Gentiana mill in this event, I hope you have a lot of diamonds on hand. You see, there are only 4 places to get the Windmill Bloomland selection kit needed to upgrade the chain pieces to their 2nd level, and only one of them is renewable. You get 2 kits from the grand prizes, 1 kit from the Silver League, some in the paid event passes, and all the remaining must come from the streak chest. A full chain consists of a maximum of 67 pieces, meaning you need 67 kits, with the assumption that you would obtain the base chain pieces from having them in your inventory or from the production of the mill itself. Without spending money, all the available sources can give at most 3 kits, making 64 kits needed from the street chest. With a maximum chance of 30%, this would take an average of 213 boards to be fully completed. That's more than 10 boards each day. Not only that, but you will have to decide between playing each board or taking the chance with resetting the board and then either completing even more boards or paying the fee to keep the streak chest at its diamond level. My estimate for cost would have its low end at 160-ish thousand diamonds, with that value only skyrocketing if you are unlucky with boards, boosters, or getting the kits from the streak chest. And that just about wraps up all the info that you need to know for this event. If you want to chat about your strategies or goals in the event with your fellow players, consider joining my Discord server, linked below. Good luck in the event, and as always, I'll see you all next time.